Hermits of YouTube, it's your Bun Harley. We're back with a brand new episode. We are picking up the 3.1 Archon quest as we enter the desert and we go look for answers in Aru village. Looks like we're gonna go see Cyno as well as Candace, and maybe we'll see some others. I'm so excited to get into it, so let's just get into it. Let's do that. Okay. You have anything to say to the peoples? Hmm? She has nothing to say.
We finally made it to Caravan Rebat. It's pretty lively here.
I like how
so
just teleported
just past
here.
this wall is the desert, huh? Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall, it's gotta be the divine work of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, right?
It is indeed quite impressive. Just looking at it.
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Huh?
I'll hate them?
Over here.
Rukkhadevata is the former Dendro Archon.
Haytham went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
Look at him running.
Travelers and visitors, don't miss out.
Oh, okay. Okay, Straighty, calm down.
What the? Where did she go? How did we lose them? They were just here a second ago.
More Aramite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
Probably
Anyway,
Vittori.
Traveler, it seems like we were being followed again.
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago.
Except Child, yeah. All except Child. Do you like Ayato as well? He's a bit too rich, pretty boy for me. Thanks, I'll hate him.
There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favors.
You can scare,
All
yeah.
I did
fair.
was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the academia.
You really gave Paimon a scare, Alhaitham. We never thought we'd run into you here.
Another outfit. Fair.
Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the academia? Wait, don't tell Paimon that you're here to take us back on their orders.
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the academia's hit list.
Kiss
I
it
can't
right
say
after he
that
took.
I
Okay,
didn't
noted.
expect it. However, had I wished to turn you over to the academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
Did you participate in the Sage's big project?
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes researcher autonomy. And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer.
So you were actually looking for me?
Not quite. To tell you the truth,
He's
I'm
too
still
cool, yeah.
investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Unfortunately, I've run into some difficulties. Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. If I am to get to the bottom of this, I must understand how the capsule first came to be. Which brings me back to you, and why you're so interesting. The leader of Ainul Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite some time.
Really?
To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something. Are you interested at
realized
all
something?
in sharing what you've been hiding from me?
Must be because I was so shocked to hear those words again. World, forget me. Yeah.
Alhaitham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices or remembers stuff like that?
This, I can't share what I know just yet.
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the academia after all. So considering that, It is indeed wise to keep your cards close to your chest. But that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Am I right? No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own. Speaking of, you two are also headed to the desert?
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't really have any concrete goals at the moment.
Then I'd
We're just
suggest starting
vibing.
with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more resources and intel than anywhere else. Well, would you like to head there together?
Just chilling in the sand. Sounds good.
It's always better to travel with someone you know. Let's go!
Building sandcastles. Look, I made one of boobies. Yeah, he did just ask for a desert date. Oh look, I already have a waypoint. Paimon buried in the sand. Are you saying Paimon's a booby? Or a tit?
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert folk.
Whoa, this landscape is really something else. What a cool place! Let's go check it out!
Another cutscene.
Wow!
You couldn't see the shit before? Hi, cyno. Or cyno. Yeah, that would be cool, don't worry.
Cyno. Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia.
As if it's always a
Would you
fuck.
care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
Oh, Hatham. Do not think you can escape my judgment, just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a more accurate description?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra.
I don't know if they
as well
sound
you
exactly
know.
the same.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
Who is that, Alhaitham? Did you call him General Mahamatra?
Yes. General Mahamatra Cyno, head of all the Matra at the Academia.
I feel like we should go.
He's a formidable hunter, and the ultimate nightmare for any who have committed academic crimes.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Alhaitham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
Hehe, oh well. I don't trust him as much as you seem to think.
Has Alhaitham done something wrong? Hyman doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him out to be.
I won't waste my breath explaining things.
This is what Twitter is like.
Alhaitham, I saw it during our fight. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless you want me to retrieve it for myself.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's senses.
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
So you did lie to us.
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Cyno. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this capsule mean to you? And why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all alone in the desert? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your
Oh
disappearance.
shit, got the tea.
Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally dubious? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the Academia?
Is it a mission from the sages? Oh shit.
I should have
Gagged him
known
right
you'd be
back.
difficult to deal with.
You two! Ugh. What should we do, Traveler? Paimon feels like we can't trust either of them.
I feel like we just leave. If everyone's good with that.
Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Wait,
Hello.
Dia?
Hi.
Finally, someone that we can trust!
Are we sure?
You gotta help us out here. Otherwise, these two are gonna start fighting again!
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day,
She's like, I'm here
that's
to watch
for
the show.
Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls
Candace,
and
Candace!
finally learn to respect these grounds.
Candace, please, Candace. Please. Candace. They're still looking for an opportunity to
Hey,
attack.
Either of you hear a word I just said?
Candace, 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 Candace.
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong! Is this a sandstorm? Paimon's gonna get blown away!
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
There she is, there she is.
All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover.
Someone's calling for us! Oh, this wind is too strong! Let's get over there!
That sounded like Candace.
Candace
Come
did-
on, you
never
two.
mind.
Jeez, are all of you academia folks such hard work? Move it!
All right, stop yelling.
Wait, it looks like I'm dropping a lot of frames. Why am I dropping so many frames? Can Paimon get swooshed away? That was a lot of frames I was just dropping. Oh.
Well, this is pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My
so
sincere
funny.
apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the
This is
sandstorm
not a
dies
small room.
down.
This is a pretty big
Please,
room.
let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru Village.
Our savior has come at last. Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for helping us.
You have my gratitude.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather gets rough.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister. Unlike those guys over there.
I'm so
All
gay.
right. Now that we're all better acquainted, we should return to the topic at hand. As a guardian charged with the
was saying,
responsibility
yeah,
to
that's
protect
true.
my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict from afar, even before the sandstorm started. And now that you have set foot within our
Thanks,
village
Cameron.
itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no threat whatsoever to us.
She's like telling off
So
naughty
please,
schoolboys.
Have an honest and sincere conversation with one another, and put your hostile feelings to rest. If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may have misjudged Candace's character.
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear. So, which of you will begin?
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should probably start talking.
Wait, that was you trying to be a mediator?
Scream mommy, I know, right?
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission. Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh? Exile yourself?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report clearly did not match the project's actual progress. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, to my surprise, the person responsible for the erroneous data was none other than Grand Sage Azar himself.
So he found out that there was like shady
I tried to investigate the
stuff going
issue
on.
myself before submitting a formal audit request. But I soon found that all leads and potential pieces of incriminating evidence were carefully concealed from me. I began to realize that they were cautious of me from the very beginning. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission reached his desk. He even said to me, "The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages. You have no right to judge us."
So they really are up to no good.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sages to assert and maintain their control over knowledge. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold,
So he's now going to be a good ally for
they are
us.
meaningless to the academia of today.
Because he's pissed off at the sages and he knows things. So you then decided to exile
I
yourself.
believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. This way, they can no longer see nor predict my actions. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me power or authority. Once I find the truth, I will administer judgment by my own name.
Cyno seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less scary.
It's still too early to trust him completely.
Well, Cyno, if that's your story, then why did you see Al-Haytham as a target?
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between Al-Haytham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this, Al-Haytham?
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the divine knowledge capsule, and I think we deserve an explanation.
The sages were watching me from the very beginning.
Yes. I was indeed tasked
You have
with
a new color.
investigating the Traveler.
Al-Haytham?
After all, the promised reward
He
was
just has a
so
crush,
great
yeah,
that
true.
hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you've completed this assignment, I can give you a glimpse of divine knowledge.
A most enticing offer.
Dog boy is jealous.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information, namely that divine knowledge indeed exists. That gave me all I needed to know. From my perspective, the sages
It
are
is a really
far
good
from
shade of green.
trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine knowledge with anyone, even as a reward? So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the divine knowledge capsule. In the end, I realized my wisdom in committing to this rather than collaborating with the sages. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
Did you join forces with me just so you could investigate me?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the Academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect anything. So it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the Academia. Also, you should remember, you were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
Is that enough to prove his innocence?
That's true. Alhaitham helped us out at Caravan Rebot as well. Maybe he's telling the
Cyno,
truth.
chill. I'm kind of living.
Apologize if that's worth anything to you. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with it before it had been properly studied.
He's so obsessed, I know, right?
After all, curiosity often proves to be the most dangerous thing in this land.
You should be well aware, Scribe Alhaitham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion. Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their project with you?
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the Academia. Do you really think they would tell me anything?
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence, I won't regard you as an enemy.
Why is
for now.
Cyno not wearing shoes?
As you wish.
Mm-hmm. Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out.
I mean, fair. I'm not one to
My
judge.
situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the Traveler and is currently recovering from her illness at home. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru Village for a visit. I was actually looking forward to a pretty exciting time getting back together with everyone here. But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and things went downhill from there.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your style. In that case, welcome back, Dia.
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Aww. Bro, what in the fuck?
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please
I
make
think
yourselves at home.
I think there's need to worry.
I'll take a quick trip outside to clear out some of those creatures in the sandstorm.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
In the sandstorm?
That's a thick-ass boy!
Are you sure you don't want some backup?
Hydrate, I don't want to
Fighting in a
lose my
sandstorm
points.
is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage. You needn't worry.
Of all the things to play.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
The winds outside begin to calm.
The wind's died down. That means the sandstorm's over, right? Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she alright? Maybe we should go out and check on her.
Yeah, I saw that. I got that
When
earlier.
you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go. We've been here long enough, and the boys are as chatty as the floor.
That's such an incredible way of putting that. The boys are as chatty as the floor. Is there anything I can interact with? Are they not still in here? Yeah, good night, Maury. I hope you have good rest. Bunch of nonsense, apparently. Azalea. Or Azalea? Hello, what can I help you with? What are you selling? Well, I'll take your pick of these wares. But let me tell you first that if you pay with Mora, you'll be up against I have no idea what he said. Give me things. Oh. That's expensive. But I do need these, actually. Hello, Zach. Welcome back. How's the impacting? Very impactful. Thank you so much for asking. What? What's up, Stella? What is this place? As you can see, you can purchase food and spices here. Our village's soil is not well suited for growing anything, so the lion's share of our goods are imported. But waiting for others to source goods felt like too passive an approach, so I set this store up. In any case, I'll be forward with you. I've nothing to hide in any case. That's two in any cases. And say that the prices here will be higher than what you get in the city. It's just how things are. This is as low as I can go when you factor in the cost for one-way shipping. That said, you don't have to pay me a mora. If you've brought something to barter, I'll hear your offer. That's a pretty good idea, actually. I mean, this is a small place. We've got to stick by each other, you know? Some villagers bring items they no longer use and leave them here with me, so that those in need can take them home. In fact, this also helps my business. After all, few people will pass a shop without taking a look at the goods, wouldn't you say? Consume. Grandma, may I ask you a question? Noah's and I have been thinking about this one, but we still don't get it. Oh, of course you can, dear. So, Grandma, is King Deshret really going to come back from the dead? Grandma? Those fanatic believers, can't they spare the children? Child, please, listen well. Though gods are indeed very powerful, even they can disappear. Being obsessed with things that have disappeared is madness. It is no way to live. If only the desert children had the chance to learn a little more, then they wouldn't easily fall for such lies. Child, I know this is a lot to ask, but please, study hard. You should learn a thing or two from Sotaria. I understand.
Grandma, is the
Of
Scarlet
course
King
not.
really gonna come
It's
back
all a
from the
bunch
dead?
of nonsense.
She's just talking over him. Atia. Friend, a moment please. You look like someone of skill. Would you be interested in joining the Eremites? Does it come with benefits? Oh, lots. First, this is one of the few ways you can get out of our village. We're clearly not from here. Get out of this desolate dump, and the world will be your oyster. Every young and ambitious soul longs to see the world, no? This is exactly the propaganda they use to get kids to join the army. And we might all be people of the desert, sure, but you can bet that we know how to wrangle more off those tree dwellers. Those from the academia have the fattest wallets. They never quibble over prices or delay payments. You just need to take one of their commissions and you'll be set. You won't find a better Mora-making venture anywhere else. I'll give that some thought. Well, other than the stuff I mentioned earlier, our food is just the best. If you don't believe me, just try this. The way we treat our people is beyond reproach. That much I can guarantee. Fair enough. Saba. Rose, oh rose, grant me my wish. Blooming from a stone, the golden rose sang to me. She sang. That's a local Sumeru folk song called The Singing Rose, right? It's such a cute song. Why are you not looking at me, Paimon? Too bad the boy ran off halfway through. Paimon would have loved to hear the whole thing and say hi to him. You must be new here. First time in Aru village? No. Huh? Did I guess wrong? Let me think again. Well then, are you scholars looking to study abroad in Sumeru? I know that there are many foreign scholars in the academia. We do know a lot of scholars, but we aren't quite like them ourselves. Technically, we're adventurers. The glorious world-trotting duo, Paimon and Harley. World-trotting? What's so funny? We're super famous adventurers, believe it or not. No, I wasn't mocking you, friends from far away. Just the opposite. It's a delight to hear uplifting stories like people traveling the world. When you're as detached from the world as I am, such enthusiastic remarks can really catch you off guard. I'm sorry if I offended you. My name is Saba. I offer you my apologies as well as my welcome to the village. Ah yes, were you talking about the Rose folk song that Ziyard was singing? Correct. We can talk more about it if you're interested. I hope it will liven up your journey. Are you going to sing for us, Saba? Paimon's dying to hear the rest of it. Sorry, I'm not good at singing, but we can discuss what the song is about. Sure, so that kids sang about the rose granting wishes. Yes, in a tiny village like ours, we don't have a big Athenaeum? Probably, like they do at the academia. All our songs are passed down orally. It's my belief that the wish-granting flower in the song represents the collective imagination of our ancestors. In a harsh environment like the desert, water is an extremely vital resource, so they prize water-storing plants. So the more adverse the terrain, the more stories there are about plants. It's a reflection of our ancestors' yearning for a better life. At the same time, plants are also a part of the symbiotic relationship between our ancestors and the flora and fauna of the desert. However, Aru is built on sand, and the soil here is actually not suitable for the cultivation of sumeru roses. The sumeru roses I planted could never grow, so if you ask me, the golden rose in the song must have been a product of people's imagination. Hold on, Paimon can't keep up anymore. Is this what you usually talk with people about, Miss Saba? I'm sorry. I thought since you were new here, you prefer such topics over farming or the weather. Aww. Poor girl. Paimon got lost somewhere between symbiotic relationship and the collective imagination, but don't worry, Paimon understood that last sentence. You said that the land here isn't suitable for sumeru roses, right? We've also only seen them in places with moist soil. Well, this place is mostly sand after all. Speaking of roses, I was thinking that since you two are adventurers, perhaps I can hire you to... Now we're talking! We're battle-hardened adventurers. We can do any job, no problem. So what can we help you with? I know it's ridiculous to want roses that don't belong here to bloom, but regardless, I still really want to see them. I'm embarrassed to even say it, but that is my wish. Based on what I know about roses, they will grow if fertilized with highly concentrated dendro, even if you grow them in sand. But it's near impossible to get such fertilizer out here, so I'm wondering if you may be able to get your hands on some. Dendro? Yes, dendro promotes plant growth and works especially well on poor crops. But I'm just a normal person without a dendro vision, and I lack the resources to obtain effective fertilizer. If it's just dendro you want, this is pretty easy. We got this. Miss Soa really loves roses, huh? She hired us even though she knew that roses aren't suited to this place at all. Paimon understands that feeling. It's like when you're already full but still feel the urge to eat when you see street food. You know what? They're actually the same obsession, just for different things. That's why we've got to help her.
Scatter!
Can you wield dendro? Are you someone with a vision? I haven't met anyone like that in a long time. What a nostalgic feeling. It should be fine now, Miss Saba. That's right, they should sprout soon if powered by dendro. Let's just wait for a while. Gradually, sprouts begin peeking out of the soil. They stopped growing after sprouting a few leaves. They're sprouting! Paimon knew you could do just about anything, Harley. The results were immediate, as I thought. Thank you. Too bad there are no flowers yet. Oh, that's normal. You can't rush such things. Plants have to go through stages of growth. That you were able to make them sprout is already quite amazing. Give the roses some more time to take in the nourishment. It will be better for them as well. I'm very grateful to you as it is. I wouldn't wish to bother you further. Just drop by and see them in your spare time. That would be enough. That was the entire quest. Just talking to her, and then using dendro? Okay, sure. If it weren't for you, I don't think I'd have ever seen these roses sprout. If only I knew this would happen. Instead of seeds, I should have brought a few more books. You're not from here? Are you surprised? Well, I guess that means that I've adapted pretty well. When I first got here, I was unable to get used to anything, whether it be the food, the housing, or anything else. But I got used to everything over time. That doesn't mean that I fully accepted my predicament, though. I suppose it is impossible to make roses from Sumeru City bloom here after all. Sounds a bit the worst. You know what, Zach? You're right. Are you a researcher? I could have been called that once, but not anymore. I said something beyond my station and learned something I shouldn't have. I broke the Academia's taboos, so I was removed from amongst their ranks. What did you say? So she's also an exiled researcher. Curiosity is the impetus for seeking wisdom, but it's also the cause of sin. I only understood that after I was exiled to this place. For safety reasons, I don't think I should go into details. Fucking hell. Alright then. But I thought adventurers would just come and go, never coming back to chit-chat after finishing their jobs. I didn't expect to have another long conversation with you. To be honest, I don't have a lot of friends to talk to here. Do you think, at some point, you'll be able to come by and fertilize my plants again? Sure. Okay then, I'll wait for you. Why grow sumeru roses? You probably don't know much about them, but they are very versatile and have many uses. They can be eaten, turned into medicine, given as gifts, or fetch a good price on the market. And that's just some of the more common applications. The flower, leaves, and stalk of a sumeru rose also did not always look like this. They all had different appearances once upon a time. I believe geographical changes led to changes in the rose's traits. A study of its traits could help us derive past geographical and historical information. I won't be able to explain the mechanism over just a casual conversation, and sharing such information with adventurers is probably against the rules as well. If you're interested in botanical evolution, you should visit the Academia. They'll have more on the subject. So you're doing this for your research? I'm not a researcher anymore. I no longer have the right or means to pursue any research. If you must know why... You're a very curious soul, you know that? I grew a lot of sumeru roses back in my former residence. The flowers were spectacular, and I got to see them every day. If it was possible, I wish I could see them again, just like before. That's all there is to it. I can understand that. I thought adventurers would go— oh yeah, she said the same thing. Da-da-da. Sure. I'll wait for you. Okay. Oh, I feel bad for her. Joy here. Young one, aren't you a little too lightly dressed? The nights around here can get very cold, so remember to stay warm. And you are... I'm the owner of this store, of course. I sell handcrafted goods, mostly thin blankets, clothes, and some other odds and ends. When I was young, I worked at the carpet shop in the city. Never thought I'd be using my skills even now. Not that I hope to make too much more of this way, but I do hope to make others' lives better. That said, I haven't been back to the city for a long time, so I have no clue if these designs are still in style. But people old and young like my handiwork, so I suppose it's fine. Fair. Kitty. Boniface. Oh, hello there. Judging from your attire, I take it you're not from around here? We don't get a lot of other outsiders here. I clocked you as being from somewhere else the moment I laid eyes on you. Making a living here is tough for outsiders. From what you're saying, you're also from somewhere else, aren't you? You can tell? My name's Boniface. My associate and I came here from Mondstadt to trade in supplies at the request of a researcher from the Academia. That does not sound like a German name, what the fuck? You came to the desert from Mondstadt to do business? Of course, since you came somewhere as remote as this desert, you two must have been around the block too, I suppose. Of course, and we know your hometown pretty well too. Well now, speaking of which, then you must also know what sets us Mondstadters apart from others. Freedom. That's right. What we Mondstadters value most of all is freedom. Right, what I meant to say was what we Mondstadters value... That's what you just said. Value most is freedom. How does that saying go again? Go with the wind. Come on, it's actually let the wind lead. Yes, right. That's the one. We should put Americans in the game. Yeah, pretty much. When the north wind blows, some dandelion seeds are blown across the sea to Inazuma, while others get swept away to Lille. As for me, I guess I was favoured by the Animo Archon. I didn't stop at Liyue and got blown all the way to Sumeru. The climate and way of life here might be a far cry from that of Mondstadt, but I'm here, and I intend to make the best of things. Paimon gets it, but you just said that it's hard for outsiders to make a living here, right? Did something happen? Oh, well, I accepted the Academia's researcher's commission, didn't I? Tirzad, that's the researcher's name. He took 2 mercenaries with him to look for some ruins, probably for some archaeological research. I don't really know much about Academia stuff. In addition to providing them with some supplies, my associate and I also rented a few sumpter beasts out to them. Nachtigall, my associate, was worried that they struggled to steer the sumpter beasts, so he decided to go with them. We originally arranged to use a dust bird to send messages every once in a while, so that I could be informed of their progress or raise supplies to send to them if the situation required. We did exchange messages this way at first, but I haven't heard a peep from them for the last 2 days. Paimon hopes there wasn't any sort of accident. That's what I've been worrying about. That's why I was thinking to post a commission with the Adventurers Guild. But as they say, what good's a distant well when you're already parched? Oh? Well, isn't this a coincidence? Ad Astra Abyssosque. So you're young adventurers. But the desert is still a dangerous place. Wouldn't it be better for locals or adventurers with more experience to do this? Bro, we literally fought a god. I think we're good. Are you underestimating us? Humph. You've left Mondstadt, so maybe you're out of the loop. But you should know that Harley isn't just any ordinary adventurer. She's an honorary knight of the Knights of Favonius. Huh? Wait, then you must be the celebrated Harley? That's me. Oh, then you have heard? That's right, this is the renowned Harley, and Paimon is the famed Paimon. Goodness gracious, please excuse my rudeness. I never expected to meet a big hero in a place like this. Shut up, Camo. And a little hero too. In that case, I have nothing more to say. I just worry that you may have some other important missions at hand, like saving a city or something, and don't have the time for a menial commission like this one. It's not like we're always doing over-the-top stuff like that. We take ordinary commissions too. You mean you'll take this commission? That's fantastic. I knew heroes had hearts of gold. Of course you wouldn't turn your backs on someone at death's very door. We haven't agreed to anything yet, and anyway, don't kid around about death like that, you'll jinx us. Then I'll just have to return to the city alone and submit a commission to the Adventurers Guild. By the time someone accepts a commission, those 4 could already be... alas. If you two could take a little time out of your busy schedules to take this commission, I'll definitely come up with some way to make it worth your while. Right, that researcher from the Academia is also quite the generous client. I can picture it now. Just as they run into some trouble, Harley, a true hero, descends from the heavens to save them. That should secure you double the payment, right? This deal is a sure bet. He really is. What do you think we should do, Harley? We'll do it for the Mora. Great, fantastic. There's hope for my Cyrus yet. It was Cyrus? Cyrus? So, Mayo? Bruh. Yeah, Cyrus is the name of one of the sumpter beasts. I thought Cyrus was one of his friends. Okay. Huh? Cyrus? Isn't that... Does the actual Cyrus know about this? Huh? Well... It's fine, just don't tell him. No one will know. Anyway, the researcher and the others left the village and headed west. The paths here are hard to make out, but you should be able to find them by following the footprints. I'll leave the rest to you two. Okay, cool. Golden Slumber. Oh god, does that mean it's a major quest line? It fucking is. It fucking is, lads. Okay, well... We're not doing that right now. I don't really know where I'm going. Oh. I went the wrong way. Oh, this way, okay. you. Hi, Candace. Oh, whoa, mommy.
Whoa, Candace, you're still fighting? You've been out here dealing with these creatures the entire time?
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated. Before I realized it, even the sandstorm had stopped.
I don't like how her voice is like distorted on the S sounds. It's kind of annoying. Her stamina is also something else.
Ah, here comes another wave!
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted earlier, but now I have something to take my anger out on.
Ma'am?
It's been quite a while since I've seen the flame main in action. I'll leave these to you then.
I like how we're just,
I'll
like,
be
the
sure to
wolves are
put
just
on a good
respecting
show.
that we're having a chat.
Let's go!
Straight out of Yu-Gi-Oh, really?
Right here, emerge. Ride this on for size!
Out of my way!
Ah!
I like how
Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up?
we're also getting dialogue for that other side quest we picked up.
The creature stopped appearing. Was that the last of them?
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm. So we should be safe for the time being.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Just the village chief.
Who are you?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the village's elderly and children. I am the chief of Aru village. Everyone usually calls me Uncle Anpu.
Sorry for all the trouble.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now.
Nice doing this area fair.
May I ask if such sandstorms are common?
I can't say they've always been common, but recently the storms have become increasingly severe and frequent. Besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes.
Oh, lovely.
According to an investigator who stayed in the village a while ago, these unusual natural phenomena are related to the withering of Irminsul.
This gives me like global warming vibes.
Another effect of Irminsul's withering. So, Irminsul's withering causes withering zones in the forest, and sandstorms and earthquakes here in the desert?
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul. These regional symptoms can indeed be a reflection of Irminsul's present state.
Everyone in Aru village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got here?
Village keeper? Who are they? Village guards like Candace?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is
We
how
just asked a
Aru
question,
village refers
chill
to mad
out.
scholars, exiled here by the academia.
Well, shit.
Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity after a period of training in the Avidia forest. The academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative
Calm down,
effect on the
Evie.
psyches of other scholars. So, they're forcibly exiled to the desert. Though if you ask me,
Yeah.
it's all a boatload of nonsense.
That's so fucked up. Apasia was also nearly exiled to the desert.
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate. One by one, the village keepers have been mysteriously disappearing without a trace. But no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay around the village for the next few days, I'd appreciate it if you could keep an eye out for them.
Christine.
I've had encounters
Hello,
with those people in the
yes.
past. I'll see what I can do to help.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your past sins?
Oh shit.
I'm fascinated by how you think.
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you, regardless of my position or identity.
Oh,
Bruh.
you're the former General Mahamatra. You must be an expert in these kinds of investigations. Thank you for your help.
I'll help
Is it
too.
because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. First they lose their sanity, now this! We need to help get them back home, safe and sound. But, is it really a good idea to tag along with Cyno? You seem like you really don't trust him.
This is why this is a great opportunity to watch him.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job than some of my former subordinates.
Shit.
Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know so far.
Oh. There you are. You're very punctual. I made some butter chicken. You're welcome to dine with me if you're hungry. Butter chicken? How could we refuse? A big plate for Paimon, please. Sorry about Paimon's outburst. Okay, sorry. It's okay, there's no need to be so formal. It's only human nature to love food. I'll heat some up and pack it for you. It's the least I could do to show my gratitude for your help. You're so nice, Miss Saba. Your roses will surely grow and flower just like you wanted. Well, I've been keeping the soil moist, so the sprouts have been coming along. My only worry is that they are growing slowly. Generally speaking, if a germ's in good shape, it should grow quickly enough, but these two have been dormant so far. I'm not sure if it's because the soil isn't fertile enough. I may have to add more fertilizer if this keeps up. We can try using dendro again. Would you do me this favour then? Piece of cake. We got this. Okay. So that's why it was so short, because there's multiple parts. Thank you again. Honestly, it gladdens my heart to see sumeru roses grow in this environment. Hi Aku, how you doing? As you talk to Saba, new leaves begin to sprout. The leaves unfold, revealing flower buds. The flower buds slowly open and blossom into sumeru roses. Saba picks one and hands it to you and Paimon. Bright and beautiful, these pure purple flowers give off a pleasant fragrance that will give any passerby pause. While some like to call this a type of rambler rose, its relative lack of multiple flowers means that it falls under a different floral classification. You shouldn't have. You didn't have many to begin with. It's alright. After all, this wouldn't have been possible without your help. We were just lending a hand. A rose garden is magnificent, but a single rose also has beauty of its own. I've been intrigued by roses ever since my scholarly days. What? You were a researcher? We've found this out before. Right, I haven't told you yet. I'm not a native of our village. I moved here from the academia. See, didn't Paimon tell you that Miss Saba speaks in a refined way, just like the researchers we've met? You planted these because you wanted to continue studying roses, right? I wouldn't say that. To be honest, I don't think that researchers' interest in their subject should be cultivated just for research's sake alone. I did this because I love this world, and I want to understand the life cycle of plants. As for me, I once studied the impact of geographical changes on the evolution of roses. Just consider this. If the environments in Sumeru had changed in a totally different way, how would these roses have adapted? Would they have crawled up the walls like ivy? If so, the walls of the academia would now be covered in roses. Would they have formed clusters? A natural bouquet? Wouldn't that have been lovely? Maybe they might have even developed a spectrum of colours. White, red, and gold. Brand new species in their own right. Of course, very few people discover new species nowadays, much less develop new species like the top researchers used to do. What I want to say is that there's a vast amount of potential in every rose. Exploring the possibilities is a lot of fun for me. Back then, I would happily collect samples every day. Looking back now, that was a simple and joyful time. Anyway, just take it. To me, this is no loss. I am freely sharing my happiness. If you still feel awkward, just visit me often, and bring some sumeru roses with you. I feel at ease when I talk to you. And no matter what I said, you never thought it was nonsense or interrupted me. I'll have small gifts for you too. Though I have no use for them now, you might like them. We'll be back. Please do return. Aww. These are the sumeru roses that you and Saba planted together. She has gifted one to you. You shall leave the rest to keep her company. Aww. That's sweet. Wait, I thought that was a door. I was like, wait, what? Okay.
Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation?
Why do they refer to the mad scholars as village keepers?
One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins
Buddy
in a
was
strange
subs.
incident.
Well,
The
give the buddy
Academia
his
has
subs
long
then.
exiled mad scholars to Aru village. A mysterious phenomenon exists here. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But after spending some time here, they invariably begin to calm down.
Is that just coincidence
Initially,
though?
the people of Aru village greatly resented having to take in the mad scholars. But a strange incident one
Time
night
for dumb
changed
toiletry.
that. Aru village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse all around him, the then chief of the village was preparing to take everyone to safety. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light radiated from him, like a divine glow against the backdrop of night. Despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night, all the houses remained upright, almost as if they had grown roots reaching deep into the ground. In the end, not a single building collapsed, and no one was hurt. After that, the people of Aru village treated the mad scholars with greater kindness, and began to refer to them as the village keepers.
Aw,
A soft green light? A
dendrons.
mad scholar protecting Aru village? What do you make of it, Traveler?
Must have been Nahida's power.
Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Cyno, do you know if any of the mad scholars continued to wear their Akasha terminals at Aru village?
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the Academia could still monitor their activities. With that said, the main Akasha system would no longer have any interaction with them.
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they calmed down, it was probably Nahida who calmed them.
Aw.
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears you possess much more information than I do. So, what do you make of the story?
That mad scholar's power likely came from Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely using the Akasha to give her power to the mad scholars!
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. I'm just struck by your reasoning. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. Is she really active in Sumeru? The Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser Lord Kusanali, and I've never had any reason to doubt their views. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds. To me,
Propaganda.
she might as well have been a god that never existed.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise. Even if she says weird stuff sometimes.
She also saved me once not long ago.
I've spent many years interrogating criminals, so I can easily tell when someone is lying.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth.
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a liar. You two really must have met Lesser Lord Kusanali. How can this be? To think, our Archon has been amongst us this entire time.
Alright, now it's our turn
Among
to put our
Us.
skills to good use for this investigation.
Pasta. You betcha.
But easier said than done, especially since we don't have any leads. Maybe we can start by knocking on some doors.
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
Huh? Who are you?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
Otherwise, why would he be
My
here?
name is Isak. You'll help me find my grandpa, right?
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa. Why do you have to call him that? It's not like he's a bad person or anything.
The person you're referring to is not a local, yet you are. Why do you call him Grandpa?
Grandpa is just Grandpa. He's my family. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you. I want to find my grandpa. I swear I'll help. I won't be a nuisance.
I don't know if it's safe for a kid.
So you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief's house. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was, but I had a vague feeling that they didn't harbor any ill intent.
Whoa. Hatham wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses. Cyno, he's just a kid. All he wants is to find his grandpa. Let's find a way to help him.
Sorry, I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest. If you don't believe me, you can ask Miss Candace.
Please help him, Cyno.
All right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candace.
Talk to Candace. Cyno asks Isaac to wait nearby.
Cyno is super vigilant. Is this what all the Matra are like?
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy by the name of Isak?
I had a feeling he'd go looking for you.
Huh? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping outside the window. He really wants to get his grandfather back. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after finding employment in the city. He was raised by his grandfather. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very young at the time, so various families in the village took turns caring for him so he could survive. Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought the scholar bore a striking resemblance to his grandfather, and thus often spied on the man. However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. Although Isak referred to the man as his grandpa, he was afraid and didn't dare to approach him. One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling grandpa suddenly calmed down and seemed to become more lucid. He even noticed Isak hiding in the distance. So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village, where he patiently taught the boy the names of the stars, and accompanied Isak until he fell asleep.
That's
The next
cute.
morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again, only to realize his grandpa no longer recognized him. However, even so, Grandpa retained his calm expression. It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy, but appeared to be living in his
That
own
must have been
world,
Nahida.
almost as if he were sleepwalking. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace, and would follow him all the time, asking him things like, "Grandpa, want me to take you somewhere fun?" Or, "Grandpa, could you tell me stories about the stars again?"
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad. It seems like they both deserve so much better.
Perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives in the desert has some form of hardship or regret. But even so, we must still continue on with our lives. It's also my reason for fighting. I must continue to protect this land.
Lucid Grandpa was probably Nahida. She must have sued the other mad scholars as well. Look on Cyno's face, he's probably connected the dots as well.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching over them.
Huh? What did you say, Cyno?
No, nothing. As long as Isak keeps his word and doesn't get in our way, we can take him along.
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for. Please accept my thanks on Isak's behalf, Cyno.
Hey, Isak!
Oh, it's you guys!
We've cleared everything up. Let's go find your grandpa.
Really? Wow! Thank you so much!
Your grandpa will be found safe and sound.
Yeah!
Alright. Let's ask the local residents some questions first.
Okay. Oh! That was kind of short. I mean, I guess it wasn't that short. I don't know. That felt like a weird place to end Act 3. The missing village keepers.
Excuse me, did you happen to see where the missing scholars went?
You mean the village keepers? Oh, let me think. When I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them by the side of the road, muttering away and eating mushrooms and tree roots. They shouldn't go around eating that kind of stuff.
Why didn't you stop them?
Okay. Did you notice anything else?
Anything else? No, I think that's all I have to tell you. Sorry.
Okay, bye. Weird as hell.
The scholars that have gone missing. Have you seen them?
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
Don't change the subject.
Right. You were asking about the the mad scholars. I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night. But honestly,
Alright,
I
Grandma.
feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past. If it weren't for them, my house would have collapsed long ago.
Do you also think Grandpa and the others are good people?
Grandpa? Oh, hello there. It's little Isak. You mean that nice man who looks like your grandpa's long-lost twin, right? He was actually the one who protected my house. I saw it with my own eyes. He happened to be staying near my house that day and was doing something with his hands on the ground. It still feels pretty surreal now that I think back on it. Did someone teach them how to do that? Well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him and whoever taught him to look out for others. I'm pretty sure that if I ever went mad, I wouldn't be able to do anything like that.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Sorry if my crunching is offending anyone. Also not sorry. We don't have many bandages left. I should probably inform the village head the next time I see him. Yep. Yeah. I'm the best doctor in our village. That is to say, the only doctor in our village. Though I'd say that my greatest specialty is bandaging wounds. People who get injured out in the desert often wind up here in the village, and they rely on me to treat their wounds. Though our village consists of mostly children and the elderly, most of them are in good health and rarely get afflicted with any serious illnesses. As for minor ailments, I just give out medicine based on a previous experience, and everything usually turns out fine. What if it's a serious illness then? You mean diseases as terrible as Elazar? I'm afraid that in such cases, even the researchers of Sumeru City might be of little help. The only thing they can do is leave it up to fate. Of course, such cases would be very extreme ones. If anything beyond my control crops up, then all I can do is to attempt to have them sent to the city. Okay.
Stay safe. Don't get hurt.
Where am I supposed to be going? Oh, yeah.
Sir, have you seen my grandpa recently? You know, the one who likes to sit and space out near the village entrance.
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. Oh, your grandpa, huh? It's been a while. The last time I saw him, he was spacing out by the road as usual. I went and asked him if he'd like any of the food I had prepared, despite my wife's protests. Like many people, she's really quite terrified of them.
This seems like a very...
And speaking of my wife, she's still always complaining about how I don't make enough mora. That might explain why she's
That's
always
rude.
mad at me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking care of him.
It was nothing. You're looking for him, right? Did he go for a walk?
Just don't be
and get
poor.
lost?
Just stop being poor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
Oh, that's no
they're really
good.
like highlighting how
Well,
people treat
once you found him, come by my
disabled
place
people.
again and I'll cook a little something for the both of
and
you.
like mentally ill people.
I've known you since you were very young. So as far as I'm concerned, you're family. Please feel free to come by anytime.
Wow, what a nice guy.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Huh?
What's wrong, Cyno? Did something happen?
Don't say anything for now. Isak, stay here. Let's head over there. Stay quiet as you move.
King Deshret and the three Magi. Dear, why did you sneak outside again? Oh, don't worry. The night's not quite as hot, so it's perfect for getting some fresh air outside. The night is much cooler than the day, which makes it all the more reason to take better care of your health. Besides, you should stay where there's more greenery. Yes, I know. I just need to get out sometimes, you know? Just sometimes. Look at you, you're so young, but you already sound like my folks. What? I mean, anyone who cares about you would say that. Anyway, how's the pot of flowers I gave you? Yes, thanks for sending me the flowers. They are very beautiful, but the leaves are starting to turn yellow. Sorry for not taking good care of them. But no, don't apologize. It's fine, it's not your fault. Oh. This village is sad.
Listen, see if you can make out what they're saying.
Have you heard? The mighty Scarlet King, the sovereign of our faith, will soon return to this world.
Yes, of course I have. The Scarlet King is the one and only true ruler of this land. I've never believed in any other gods. Still, you say he's coming back, but it sure doesn't feel like life's about to change around here.
Are they
anytime
going to
soon.
pretend
What's your
to
proof?
people that
Haven't you noticed?
Scaramouche
The village has
is
been getting more deranged
the second
scholars than
coming
ever.
of
Delavar was saying that many
the
people
Scarlet King?
also went insane just before the fall of the Scarlet King's civilization in ancient times. We don't quite know why, but it seems like there's some sort of connection between insanity and the Scarlet King. Isn't it a sign of the Scarlet King's power that all the mad scholars have disappeared? If you ask me, they must have been chosen as the final sacrifice for the Scarlet King's resurrection.
Huh. Now that you say it, that does make some sense. Does this mean our lives are finally going to take a turn for the better?
Exactly. Those city folks will get what's coming to them.
Yay.
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the very beginning.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
Where did you come from? Where
My
did you
patience
go?
is running thin.
Where did you come from?
You heard what I asked.
Yeah, bro, this guy's something
Bro.
else. Just look at his eyes. One wrong move, and he's gonna flay us alive.
Let's not get on his bad side, okay? I am no match for this guy.
Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about the Scarlet King's resurrection.
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day and heard others talking about a rumor that the madmen will disappear and that the Scarlet King will return to this land. I'm not making this up. I swear.
2000 called it, wants its haircut back.
Hey, go on. Keep talking.
It's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people at the academia. They keep sending us all their mad scholars and won't let us have a good life. Would you want to live like this if you were in our place? The radicals were even more thrilled than me when they heard the news. We're all praying for the Scarlet King's speedy return. Delavar also said that once the Scarlet King returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before we conquer the land on the other side of the wall.
Do you reckon the Scarlet King is called King
They're
Deshret?
all willing to serve under the Scarlet King and fight for a share of the glory.
Is that so?
Seems like he still wants to know more. Keep talking.
Got it. At first, I told myself it was just the drink talking, but then all the mad scholars vanished without a trace, just as the rumors said. Please don't beat me up just for mentioning these rumors. If I'm guilty, then everyone else around here is also guilty. I'm just saying what the others said.
The people here really like the Scarlet King, but dislike the Dendro Archon.
The academia is probably the true target of their hatred.
Where is this radical person you talked about?
I haven't run into him over the past few days, so he probably hasn't been around the village. What about you, man? Have you seen him at all?
Man?
No, not at all. We wouldn't dare lie to you. He's really not here right now.
Sounds like you're not too close with the radicals.
The radicals can't come to the phone right now.
Of course not. All we know are their names.
I have many ways to stop you from talking. And many others to stop you from sending warning messages. So you'd best just stay home and hope I don't hear of you trying to contact anybody. Don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom of this. Try something foolish, and even Candace won't be able to protect you.
Well, shit.
Yes, got it. We'll do just as you say.
That's a lot of attitude for a short king.
Cyno is pretty terrifying.
Good thing I'm not one of your enemies.
He didn't try to reassure us at all. It's like he's used to hearing that. Oh, Paimon bets lots of people have told him that before.
All the more reason for you to not get on his bad side.
I heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. But we need to check a few more places.
Maybe we could check the scholars' homes?
Very well.
Isak!
I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you there. Just follow me.
Okay. Oh!
Join the Eremites and embrace a wonderful new life.
My bad. Oh, it's this house. It's kind of on its own. Oh.
Grandpa? Oh, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers.
Oh, it's not this
Every
house.
now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa.
Wait, how come I'm not making... Oh, I am now. I wasn't making footprints in the sand and he was. I was like, what? Good. It's really like a reflection on how people treat disabled people, mentally ill people, people with dementia. It's sad. I love the sand physics. How far away is this place?
Well, this is where Grandpa usually stays.
Oh, wow.
There isn't much here.
What's that smell? Cyno, did you catch a faint whiff of incense?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Incense? Please don't say it's the same one as before.
It's definitely that one.
But are you okay? Are you getting dizzy or need to lie down?
There's a scent that you can sense, but I can't.
A certain traveler here once passed out from that smell. Thankfully, Tainari saved the day. And then he gave us a long lecture to explain all about how it worked.
So, you know Tainari?
Huh? You know him too? Are you two friends?
Yes. Now that
Yes.
I concentrate, I can also make out the scent of incense.
Wait, surely Tainari didn't lecture you too.
No, no need.
I can't handle this scent very well.
Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house?
No, it was in the forest where a scholar was meditating.
In the forest. From a scholar.
Let's keep looking for more clues. Observe tent. Looks like someone has been living in here this entire time. These are all daily necessities. What the... Wait, where was the... There was a thingy. There was a Dendroculus somewhere. Okay. Kid, fix your posture.
What are you looking for, Cyno?
Here it is. Take a look right here.
Paimon doesn't see anything.
Although the traces have been completely buried in the sand, there are footprints here. From the size and shape, they belong to an adult male. This pattern is a common one from this area. Local shoes. This was probably someone from the village. The scent is quite faint, but still extant. The footprints head in the direction of the door.
You mean someone else has been here?
But who would come looking for Grandpa? He doesn't have any friends.
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the incense.
Lured him away? So that's what happened.
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a scent?
You get lured away by food all the time.
Hey, what's wrong with liking good food? Everyone's got something they love in life.
Exactly. Most scholars are fond of incense, since the smell supposedly helps them clear their minds and discover new knowledge. Even deep within the clutches of madness, they still yearn for their knowledge-seeking days, and will follow the scent whenever it presents itself.
No, Grandpa.
So, someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Huh. Still, why would anyone want to abduct all the scholars?
Is it to resurrect King Deshret?
Are the rumors really true?
It's the only lead we have so far.
Could the disappearance of all the mad scholars have something to do with the radicals?
It's highly likely.
Please, you have to save my Grandpa. Grandpa's never done anything wrong. Please help him.
Sounds like we'd better help get him back. Don't you worry, Isak. We won't let whoever took him get away with it.
Let's head to Aru Village and inform Candace and the others about what we learned here. After that, we'll set off to find the scholars.
I would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for you meddling kids. Okay, so where's the... I saw a Dendroculus show up on my map. But it's not showing up now. Oh, it's up there. Who the? Oh. Well, that about wraps it up for today. I hope you enjoyed. We got to the desert, we met up with a whole host of characters. This is a very intriguing plot. I love where this is going. We have to find out what is happening to these village keepers. I hope they're still alive. Next episode, we will be continuing with the Archon quest and seeing where it leads us. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys!